It dramatically reduces redness.
In 1 minute.
And look at the difference.
My eyes look brighter and whiter.
For up to 8 hours.
Lumify, it's kind of amazing.
See for yourself.
Tomorrow on ET, we're with Andy Cohen, the latest on all the Bravo cast shakeups.
There are a lot of questions still to be answered.
I have my list of questions. I could put them in before we do that interview.
Yes, you could. Yes, you could.
Look, before we go, look who's hitting a movie milestone.
Happening now.
More issues with Bexar County's criminal justice computer system. An attorney telling KSAT 12 that he's having troubles getting his clients' records expunged or cleared, and how these problems are happening all over the U.S.
After an isolated storm chance this evening, rain chances come down in the days ahead and temperatures crank up for your Father's Day weekend. We'll time it out in just a bit.
It's the #1 disease affecting the most Americans, migraines. What if you could predict them, though, and keep them from happening? The news at 5 starts right now.
Downtown San Antonio getting some much needed rain this evening. Look at the radar light up.
We love it. Our Mia Montgomery is tracking those rain clouds right now. Mia, where is this rain headed? Is it over?
Hey, we have just an isolated chance really with the activity that we're seeing right now before we start to see rain chances dwindle later on tonight and even into the upcoming Father's Day weekend. It's nothing severe. It is just good, soaking, much needed rainfall falling right in the heart of the Alamo City right now, but likely causing a few soggy spots out there for the evening commute. So that's something we're going to continue to monitor. Downtown San Antonio, starting to see some of that moderate to heavy rain that continues out west, just past through the Memorial High School area. Areas on the west side near 410 and Highway 90 getting clipped by the far western edge of this activity. This is going to continue to work farther off to the south near 410, even 1604, Columbia Heights, San Jose, even near Palo Alto College. Mitchell Lake, you are up next, depending on how well this holds together. Again, just an isolated chance winding down after dinner time. Then focus is going to turn to the heat into Father's Day weekend. We'll time it all out. Get you another deep dive into Authority Radar coming up in just a bit.
All right, thank you, Mia. By the way, let's go to the corner of Mia and Main right now. Downtown, not far from the KSAT studios. This is 35 and Main. It's the upper deck there, and you can see it looks like there's some type of accident. They're telling traffic to get over. At least one lane is closed. Don't know if it's weather related, but you can certainly see the rains hitting downtown San Antonio. We're going to stay on top of it. To other news that we've been following. The fallout from a rocky rollout. We're learning more about the major software change within the Bexar County judicial system that has been causing huge problems, not just here, but around the country.
It started here 10 days ago when the Bexar County criminal court system installed a new court management system that was supposed to help simplify online records. Since then, former inmates, their families, and criminal law attorneys say it's only made their jobs more complicated. Problems like delays in booking, also getting released from jail and finding out where a suspect is being held in a county building. This new system called Odyssey was supposed to make it all so much easier for everyone.
In some cases, it has not. Our Erica Hernandez talked to an attorney today whose client's case was supposed to be expunged. That means erased from all records. Bexar County records, though, show it's still online for anyone to find.
It is very frustrating.
Defense attorney Eric DeWalt is one of many frustrated with the new Odyssey court management system. His biggest complaint deals with a client who was once charged with sexual assault.
We defended him and put it to the jury. There was a jury of his peers that acquitted him. That meant not guilty. And so he's eligible for an automatic expunction. So I filed that expunction a few days after the acquittal.
The expungement was signed off by a judge in February, but DeWalt's client's case is still in the system. Last week, county leaders told us this.
We are very confident that we have not exposed any expunged case information to the public at all.
Imagine how harmful it is to your reputation to say, hey, a jury of your peers found you not guilty, and it's still showing what you've been charged with and, misinformation.
The Odyssey system was created by Tyler Technologies based out of Plano. According to the company's website, they provide software not just for the criminal justice system, but also in health and human services, K-12 education, and other public administrations like tax appraisals. A Google search of the company shows problems and lawsuits filed against their technologies in other states. The Associated Press reports a lawsuit filed in 2023 alleged glitches in Odyssey that resulted in wrongful arrests, people being arrested multiple times on the same warrant, and delayed release of others in custody. As for DeWalt, the correction has been made on his client's case and now shows not guilty. But an expungement means it shouldn't be visible in the system at all. And right now, it could still be seen.
Is your client going to move forth with any type of lawsuit?
I don't want to comment on that right now, but I understand your concerns, and those are his concerns as well.
Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
Now, last night, when we learned of some of those allegations, we reached out to County Judge Peter Sakai and Sheriff Javier Salazar. The sheriff told me directly last night that no one that should be in jail is out on the streets. Just a few hours ago, KSAT reporter Garrett Berger asked the county judge about the situation. Here's what he had to say.
I've asked for patience from the community. I understand some people have been affected by being allowed to sit in jail, which is unacceptable. I have county employees, IT employees that are working around the clock.
Coming up on the news at 6, Judge Peter Sakai's full update on the missteps of the Odyssey rollout in Bexar County.
Heartbroken. That's how people say they're feeling about the death of a man who was pulled from a burning home here. The fire broke out after 11 o'clock yesterday morning at the home on Christian Drive, not too far from Rigsby Avenue. Firefighters found the 68-year-old, whose name has not officially been released, inside the home with a fire extinguisher nearby. He was rushed to the hospital but later died. Neighbors say they are crushed by the loss of their longtime friend.
Was a quiet person, not, like I said, no issues with them, no problems or anything.
But he was a very funny, friendly man, and we are going to miss him.
Neighbors say the man suffered from health problems. He used a motorized mobility chair or scooter to get around. Arson investigators now believe that scooter somehow caused the fire.
It's been nearly a year since San Antonio police officers shot and killed Melissa Perez inside her apartment on the southwest side. 3 officers indicted on felony charges for the shooting, but a lieutenant that wasn't there fired for leaving his shift early that night. Fast forward to now. Lieutenant Steven Velasquez facing even more discipline for the department. You can scan this QR code on your screen for a breakdown of his latest punishment and an update on the criminal cases involving those 3 SAPD officers.
Maybe you were going to buy a house if you were hoping interest rates would finally fall. Keep on hoping. The Federal Reserve meeting for 2 days now, but also keeping the interest rates right where they are. Staying put means interest rates are going to stay at a 23-year high. It's the 7th time in a row that the Fed's elected to keep the rates where they are. There were hopes for cuts after consumer price data released this morning showed some easing up last month, but the Fed is still waiting on more evidence that inflation could get back closer to 2%. The next rate cut could come, though, in September.
Meanwhile, President Joe Biden heading to the G7 summit in Italy to meet with world leaders today after spending last night with his family in Delaware.
His trip to Wilmington came just hours after his son Hunter's conviction on federal gun charges, pardon me. Our Washington correspondent Julia Benbrook with the balancing act that the president must now keep while on the presidential campaign trail.
President Joe Biden made a trip to Delaware to surround himself with family and be there for his son after a jury found Hunter Biden guilty on 3 federal felony charges in connection with a 2018 handgun purchase. The jury concluded that Hunter had violated laws designed to prevent drug addicts from owning firearms. Juror number 10 spoke with CNN but asked to remain anonymous.
Politics played no part in this whatsoever. Nothing was mentioned, anything about the President of the United States.
The president responded to the verdict in a statement, saying he loves his son and is proud of the man he is today. He added that he respects the judicial process. In an interview last week, the president ruled out the possibility of a pardon.
Will you accept the jury's outcome, their verdict, no matter what it is?
Yes.
And have you ruled out a pardon for your son?
Yes.
Hunter Biden could face up to 25 years in prison and a fine of up to $750,000. But first-time offenders who don't use their weapons to carry out violent crimes typically receive lighter sentences. His sentencing will likely occur before Election Day. Aside from the last-minute trip to Delaware after the verdict, the president's schedule stayed pretty much on course. He still spoke Tuesday afternoon at an event on gun violence prevention in Washington, D.C., and left for Italy Wednesday morning to attend the G7 summit. Reporting in Washington, I'm Julia Benbrook.
The Silver and Black calling on all Spurs fans for a free draft watch party. That's right, picks 4 and 8 belong to the Spurs, and what better way to watch the draft than on the big screen at the Rocket La Cantera? That's what the Spurs are hoping anyway. Food, drinks, raffles, all kinds of other Spurs activities will be there for fans. Kicks off at 6 p.m. on June 26th. That's 2 weeks from today. It's open to everyone. To find out more about the draft party, just head to our website, KSAT.com. And if you can't make it to that party, KSAT 12 will air the draft live. Happening tomorrow, our KSAT community partners will have a town hall to discuss the growing challenges of elder abuse in our community. Our Avery Everett will be speaking with members from Adult Protective Services to talk about what's being done to combat elder abuse. Again, it's happening tomorrow afternoon at 2. You can watch it live on KSAT Plus and KSAT.com.
Managing your migraines. A new study shows people who suffer from migraines can likely predict when one will come. How you can prepare if this is happening to you. Next on the News at 5. Have you too been getting migraines lately? Join the club. It could be from mold, your work stress, maybe a change in the season from spring to summer. No matter what the reason, though, how cool would it be if you could predict them coming? Now, a new study found people who suffer from migraines might be able to tell when one's on the way hours before the symptoms even start. A migraine is sometimes misunderstood by those that don't have them as just a bad headache.
It's probably one of the most common conditions that we see in practice.
But doctors say it is a neurological disease and it impacts about 39 million people in the U.S.
It occurs in about 16 to 18% of women and about 5% of men. Overall, it's about 12% of the entire population. So it's about 1 in 8 people overall.
Migraines typically last anywhere from 4 to 72 hours, causing moderate to severe pain.
Usually the pain is on one side, but occasionally it can be two-sided. And they get a variety of different symptoms such as nausea and vomiting and sometimes sensitivity to light and noise as well.
A new study from the American Academy of Neurology found that circadian rhythms actually play a huge role in migraines. Study participants who experienced poor sleep quality and low energy had a higher chance of migraine the next morning. But for people who had a higher energy and higher stress levels, the migraine also typically followed the next day, but in the afternoon or the evening. Doctors say recognizing specific triggers means a migraine could be prevented and predicted before it even starts. Along with the sleep, energy level, and other stress factors, common triggers for migraines, and they include hormones, certain smells or food, and even changes in the weather or a change of the season.
They are no fun. The Alamo Drafthouse has some new owners. The shrinking theater chain has been acquired by Sony Pictures. The Texas-based Alamo Drafthouse had expanded to a national chain, but they've faced some struggles recently. That include the closure of several theaters in North Texas. For several years, Hollywood studios were not allowed to own theaters, but that rule cast aside in 2020. Sony says they will show content from all studios and distributors in their theaters. And apparently the manager.
Knowing how to swim can save lives, and that's why San Antonio Parks and Recreation is inviting all locals to participate in the world's largest swimming lesson later on this month. There are 18 pools around town. They're going to host people interested in learning how to swim next Thursday, June 20th. Again, this is free and it's open to everyone 4 years and up. Scan the QR code you see right now on your screen for a list of locations where you can go learn how to swim in a big group next week.
That would be cool. The largest swim lesson in the world.
Yep.
A forest of floaties.
There you go.
Got it.
Flotilla of floaties, I guess.
Okay, that's the one time we don't want it to rain.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, but we'll definitely take it today. That's for sure. That live cam picture looked a lot different about 30 minutes ago as we really started to see some of these spotty downpours take shape across the San Antonio metro. Let's get to the latest, because again, this is nothing severe, as we mentioned at the top of the newscast. This is just much needed and appreciated good soaking rain that continues to work farther southward through the heart of the Alamo City. So here in downtown, well, yes, we did get some heavy to moderate rain, even near the Pearl, near the Alamo Dome. Dignity Hill saw some moderate rain as well. That's starting to come to an end. The heavier rain now falling on the southwest side of town. Here's a look at I-37, even Roosevelt Avenue. We had a little batch of moderate rain that's just pushed through that area. Down Highway 90 near Couples Road, John F. Kennedy area high school there too. Even Lackland Air Force Base cashing in on some of that heavy rain right now. So this is going to continue to work into the southern portions of Bexar County, Columbia Heights, even near Palo Alto College, so 410, even down to the 1604 area over the next 30 to 45 minutes. And this is pretty much the last of it that we've seen. As we zoom this out and take a look at the radar loop over the past couple of hours, we had several downpours and thunderstorms lined up on the east side of the county, stretching down into the coastal plains near Stockdale, Karnes City, Kennedy, but that has really started to fizzle out. And I think that's going to be the trend here over the next couple of hours. Rain chances are going to start to come to an end. Good thing that we at least did find some rain out there on authority radar, because after this, they're going to dwindle and it's just going to be pretty hot and dry as we look ahead to the upcoming Father's Day weekend. Here's a look at what some of those rainfall totals are being estimated here by your authority radar. Near Smiley, over half of an inch, almost 2 inches out there in Karnes County, just to the north of Runge and east of Karnes City. Same out there in Wilson County in between Poth as well as Stockdale. With this little downpour that's just pushed through San Antonio, about half of an inch near downtown, gets closer to an inch of rain as you get closer to the Balcones Heights area. Leon Valley, near half of an inch there too. So definitely good to see in some of those backyard rain gauges on top of the rain that we saw Sunday night and into Monday morning. I know it kind of missed us a little bit here in San Antonio proper yesterday. But here's a look at your futurecast later on this evening. Again, those rain chances pretty much coming to an end. And as we look ahead to the next couple of days, Big Blue H, that high pressure system, is going to build back into the Lone Star State, which means, yes, those rain chances will go down, and focus is then going to turn to the temperatures as they crank back up, nearing the triple-digit mark by Father's Day itself. But even after that, it's possible that we could find a few slightly better rain chances return to the forecast. So let's go ahead and talk about that setup. The catalyst behind the activity we've seen today is a disturbance on the western edge of this area of low pressure that's currently situated over Louisiana. At the same time, as we take a look off to the west over Mexico, there's that high pressure system that's going to be building back in over the next couple of days. You can see by Friday, it's pretty much over the state of Texas. And then we are wedged between two different lobes of high pressure into the upcoming weekend. But early next week, what we're going to need to monitor, there could be a little tropical wave that moves into the western Gulf of Mexico. And if it stays unorganized, which is the hope, it could bring some tropical moisture into parts of South Texas. And yes, that could help out our rain chances just a little bit. Right now, we'll call it a 30% chance Tuesday and into Wednesday. Until then, we've got more nature's AC. 84 degrees right now here in San Antonio. We're going to start off tomorrow morning in the mid 70s. Mostly sunny skies expected throughout our Thursday. 88 degrees at noon. High temperature topping off near 97, feeling like 101. So those feels like temperatures could be worse. That's the good news. But you'll notice those air temperatures climbing to the century mark on Father's Day. And then we'll monitor what those rain chances could look like into next week, guys.
All right. Thank you, Mia.
All right. We know this local athlete is uber talented. Is she an Olympian?
She very well could be competing at the Paris Olympics this summer. Elizabeth Leachman from Bernie Champion, a phenom, will have a chance next week in Oregon at the Olympic trials. Plus, the Dallas Cowboys looking to find another gem like Brandon Aubrey in the spring football pool. Stay with us.
All right, calling all Peso Pluma fans. 4 tickets to his July 27th concert at the Frost Bank Center up for grabs on KSAT.com right now. All you got to do is enter to be a KSAT insider and sign up on our website to have a chance. You have until 11:59 p.m. this Saturday to enter. Good luck.
All right, let's get you one final look at this little thunderstorm that continues to work through the southwestern portions of San Antonio, right along 410 and Highway 16 near Palo Alto College. Turn on the lightning strikes here. 5 total lightning strikes being reported as this continues to work its way farther off to the south. So we'll continue to monitor it. We'll get you another look at Authority radar coming up on the news at 6.
It's a beautiful sight. Thanks for watching the News at 5.
See you back here at 6. World News up next.